There is that familiar saying that goes, if you do what you've always done, you'll get what you've always gotten. If you right now do not possess the money amount you would like to be in possession of, and if you are not now enjoying the lifestyle that would be meaningful for you, then there are some adjustments you have the opportunity to make. You already know that. That's likely why you are listening to this video. Whatever rules of money you are following have gotten you to this point in your life. If you would describe yourself as lacking enough money, then that suffering is founded upon the rules that you are currently following. The rules you are following do not lead to cash flow, and you know that for yourself from experience. So a change of rules is one of the adjustments you need. There is no shortage of rules and advice and money models in the cultures we come from. Political culture, family culture, religious culture, economic culture, etc. A minimum of pondering on the cultural history of money and its instructions for human choice and behavior will suggest the realization that there never has been the promise of riches for the average person. We accept that as real instead of seeing through it to the invention it is. The model preached to us fashions a worker bee who, at most, might consider themselves comfortable. We accept this description as virtuous. We are invited to identify as laborers and consumers. If we want bigger money, we have to participate in games and rules that have huge associated costs, we are told. For example, you might very well be able to work your way up to the top, so to speak, but will it be at the cost of, for example, healthy family relationships? No thank you to any and all of that. I invite you to loosen your hold on the money rules and instructions you are currently following. Stop believing them so faithfully, as if there was some inherent righteousness in them. The process of the pathway to cash is going to chuck all of the past cultural money rules out the window. Among other things, rules describe what is permitted and what is forbidden. Do you have permission for cash? Or is it forbidden to you with an accompanying reason or reasons why? The pathway to cash holds new permissions for you. Every lesson will open more and more permission for cash. Likely, you are searching for money answers, better answers than the old ones. That's good. But I'm telling you that you also need new questions. In many areas of life, new generations challenge the establishment with new answers. If the establishment says no, they say yes. If the establishment says yes, they say no. But we've been trained so well in what the questions are that we rarely leave them, not even knowing that there could be different questions. Thus, the more things change, the more they stay the same, and which reminds me of another familiar saying, you can't solve problems with the same kind of thinking that created the problems. Would you try to travel to Boston? The answer, with a 1700s map. The question. Maybe you could, you might manage, but why not the most updated and accurate map? Would you travel to Boston with a map of Egypt? How does that help? Most of us are trying to travel to cash with a map that has nothing to do with easy cash flow. The town of cash flow isn't even on our maps. Remember, your money already exists. If you want an answer from the universe, that's the only answer. Yes, there's a ton of cash for you, but you don't know what the question is yet. You don't know the map. The questions we ask determine the answers we get. Questions can be statements of thought or word, but what questions really become is how we live them out. What questions are we living? What answers are we getting from the questions we are living? This pathway not only provides new answers, it provides new questions. For example, in the last video, we learned that instead of trying to answer the question, how do I win the battle, we can instead open up possibilities, not to mention our personal energy, if we ask, what if there is no battle? The next upcoming video lesson busts the question, how do I earn money? That's an old question. If you ask that question, you'll get a lineup of options as the answers. But you are stuck earning your money or attempting to, because that's the only parameter in your question. But what's outside that box? I don't expect you to be completely aware of every old money instruction you are bowing under at the moment. Again, simply release or loosen hold on all past rules and come at this pathway as a new babe who no longer knows anything, not even the questions. Let me redo you from scratch. If you hear a protest within yourself from an old money rule, just say thanks, but no thanks. For your homework, begin by noticing the old rules in you. Become aware when old money rules or any old you rules come up in thought or word. Whenever you hear yourself speak about money or think about money, take a moment to jot it down on paper in black and white, so to speak. Doing that much might allow you to see how inadequate the old map is. But even if the statement you found in you is something that still makes sense to you, allow at least a little loosening in order to put the new to the test. I'll tell you a story. My son grew up cooking in our home and was very good at it. But when he entered culinary school for the first time, I told him to forget everything he knew or thought he knew. Forget all our home cooking rules, I said. Learn fresh from the academy, even if it's the opposite of what we did at home. That's why you are presenting yourself to them, to receive what they can give you. So do yourself the same favor. Visualize yourself as a student entering the Sacred Money Academy, where you will over time obtain mastery by first forsaking what you think you know, but that you also know hasn't actually led to the realization of your desires, because you are living that. For further homework, experiment with new questions. Is there any other part of your life that has nothing to do with money that you would like to breathe new life into? Do you hear questions coming out of your mouth about other life areas? For fun, no pressure, and you don't have to follow through or change anything unless you would like to. Let one new question emerge. You can do more questions or more areas of life if this is enjoyable or helpful for you, but create at least one new question regarding something other than money. Be restful and curious, not frantic, in your engagement with these two homework assignments. Welcome to the Pathway to Cash course. Visit my channel to start at the beginning of learning and practice. I can't guarantee results for you, Please discuss the principles and actions I share with your financial professional.